am nothing if not late to the game. So I think it's time for me to do the Authortube newbie tag video.
La la la, clicky keyboard noises, la la la, keyboard noises.
I posted my first video on August 10th, 2023, and this video is going to go live on August 21st. So I'm not super late, but I am late. I don't know how I'm so bad about finding out about things. I didn't even really know this tag existed until like 8 months into the game. And then it took me a little bit longer to connect it to it being like an actual like thing that a lot of people did. And by that time, I figured I might as well just save it for my 1 year. Every video I watched had different questions on it. Some of them were only 7 questions long. Some of them were like 13, 15 questions long. So I just took an amalgamation of them and chose a few questions that I figured I would answer. Then there's also the Authortube newbie 2.0 tag, which I guess I could do, but those questions are a lot more in depth. And I'm kind of aiming for fun and chill this week. I haven't been feeling great. I just got over a pinched nerve. I don't really want to be sitting here for long periods of time doing a video. So we'll do that, and I'll try to keep it short. Question number 1. How did you find out about Authortube? I wasn't looking for Authortube like as a search term, but when I was searching for videos about like writing advice and how to do self-publishing and writing vlogs and things like that, that kind of opened me up to Authortube as its own entity. But I didn't actually start searching specifically for Authortube. I was searching for author-related things, and then that led me to Authortube. Question number 2. What genres do you write in? Basically, right now I am writing urban fantasy, paranormal fiction, paranormal mystery, whatever you want to call it. It's all basically the same thing. I do also write rom-coms from time to time, and I got my start doing thriller, but I also write time slip here and there. Question number 3. What is your preferred tense, point of view, and category of story? I focus mainly on first-person past tense, but I do occasionally write in third-person past tense. And as for category of story, for writing, it's, paranormal. But in reading, I really like historical fiction. And I also like paranormal romances and time slip romances. I really like stuff with a love story in it. Basically, if the blurb makes it sound like there's going to be at least a subplot of romance, I'm in. Question number 4. Are you a plotter, pantser, or a plantser? It's a really silly term, and I kind of hate all 3 of them, but I guess you'd call me a plantser, which is like a mix of both of them. Some things I do plan out, some things I just kind of wing it. It depends on what story I'm writing. Like I've said in previous videos, the first novel in this series was just winging it. I had like a vague idea of where I wanted to start and where I wanted to end, but everything in the middle was just discovery writing, I guess. And the second book and subsequent books are going to require some plotting because I have an arc I need to follow along. But for the most part, it's just a little bit of both. Question number 5. Are you self-published? Do you have a publisher, or are you unpublished? I am currently unpublished. I am querying a novel right now, but if that doesn't really work out for me, I have also been researching self-publishing methods. I would very much like to get this story out, and I'll either do it traditionally or self-pub, depending on how it works. Question number 6. If you're not published yet, who is your dream publisher or agent? In terms of like a specific person or a specific publisher, I don't have that. I really, if I'm going to have an agent, I want somebody that wants to go to bat for me. I want someone that's excited about my stories without being like a yes person. I want them to tell me if there's something wrong and how to fix it. I don't want someone that's not willing to rein me back in. Question number 7. What kind of content can we expect on this channel? Well, we're a year in, so you've seen some of the videos and stuff. I do discussions about writing things like tropes I like, tropes I don't like, advice that I've gotten. I do things like that. I will occasionally do a book review. I do bookish things, like I did a book unboxing once and did an ink box review. Basically, if I do something bookish or something that I think would be kind of cool or interesting, I might do like a little vlog here and there. If I do something bookish, I'll share that. If I decide to go self-publishing, I will give you updates on that. I'll give updates on book covers and editing and things that I've learned about self-publishing and all that kind of stuff. Question number 8. When did you start writing? I have been writing on and off for ages. But I think I really got started taking it seriously when I was like somewhere between like 13 and 15, because I started posting on Quizilla and I was cranking out stories for that and writing more consistently and focusing on getting better at writing. Somewhere between 13 and 15. So over half my life. Question number 9. What is the first story you ever wrote? The first thing I remember writing that wasn't for a school project was some why choose portal fantasy that I started on Quizilla. I don't really remember what it was about. I remember that the title was like the 3 guys that you could pick from. I don't even remember their names anymore, but it was like a vampire, a demon, and like maybe a fairy. Basically, I was on the romantasy train like a decade and a half before it got popular. I didn't finish it though. I was not an AO3 kid. I wrote on Quizilla, which was not designed for writing stories, but a lot of people on that website used it for writing stories. So they kind of had to adapt or die. The first story I remember ever finishing was Oliver Wood fanfic, which is Harry Potter. It was completed, but I think if I count up the words, it'd probably fall into like the novella category. The first original story that I ever finished was a paranormal thriller romance between a teenage girl and a teenage ghost. I called it You Can't Break a Dead Man's Heart. I'm really sad I don't have any proof that I wrote that story, because I am fairly certain it would be cringy as hell to look back on. Because I remember she didn't wear the school uniform. She wore eyeliner and Cradle of Filth t-shirts to school. And I remember that much of the story. So I'm fairly certain that it would be very cringy to look back on, but I still really wish I had that story. I have a file somewhere from like 3 computers ago, and if I can find it and if I can find that story, I'm going to read it and we're going to discuss it. But I don't think I do, cuz I'm pretty sure I wrote the story chapter by chapter. I don't think I saved it on like Word or anything. But if I find it, I'm doing a video on it. The first full-length novel I wrote was a story that I called Mind Over Murder, a YA psychological thriller about a young man in a mental hospital. He's journaling through his patchy memories to see whether or not he actually did commit all the murders that he is in this institution for committing. And that's the first novel I ever queried too. I think I was maybe 17 when I was querying for that story. I am deeply sorry to any agent that had to read that query packet I put together, because I had no idea what I was doing. Like, I thought I was doing it correctly, but I was not. There you have it. My Authortube newbie tag video 1 year late. If you want any like further clarification about any of the questions that I answered, or if something didn't make sense to you, or you want to discuss some of the things further, feel free to message me in the comments and we can start a dialogue. My name is Jennifer McPeak, and I am a currently unpublished author querying a novel and also researching self-publishing methods, because I want to be a published author and I am going to make it happen. If you'd like to follow me on this journey, and I hope you do, like and subscribe this video. I post new videos every other Wednesday, and I discuss various reading, writing, artsy craftsy things, and I would love to have you along. Follow me on Instagram, JMcPeakWrites, if you feel so inclined. I post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Love to have you there too. Until next time, I wish you luck in all of your endeavors, and I'll leave you with this fun little tidbit. Did you know allodoxophobia is the fear of other people's opinions? Now you do. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Later.
La la la, clicky keyboard noises. La la la, keyboard noises.